Where are Lyle and Erik Menendez now? New evidence could get them released from prison. Lyle and Erik Menendez were convicted of murdering their parents in Beverly Hills in 1989. The second installment of Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan's Netflix anthology series, Monsters: The Lyle and Erik Menendez Story, revisits the infamous true crime case. This article explores where the Menendez brothers are now and the new evidence that could potentially set them free. On August 20th, 1989, Jose and Kitty Menendez were found shot multiple times at close range in the family room of their Beverly Hills mansion. Initially, police suspected mob involvement due to the brutal nature of the murders. Lyle and Erik, who were 21 and 18 at the time, told investigators they had found their parents dead upon returning home. After the murders, the Menendez brothers began spending their inheritance lavishly, purchasing Rolex watches, real estate, and funding business ventures. A major breakthrough in the case occurred when Judalon Smith, the mistress of Erik's psychologist, Jerome Oziel, informed authorities that Erik had confessed to the murders during therapy sessions. Audio tapes of these confessions were later uncovered. Why did Lyle and Erik Menendez kill their parents? In March 1990, the brothers were arrested and charged with the first-degree murder of their parents. Their legal battle became highly publicized, spanning 2 trials and involving 2 separate juries. The Menendez defense team argued that the brothers acted in self-defense, claiming they had suffered abuse at the hands of their parents. Both Lyle and Erik testified about the alleged abuse, but the prosecution argued that money was their true motive, as the brothers stood to inherit their parents' $14.5 million estate. It was reported that they had already spent up to $700,000 on luxury goods, business investments, and travel. The first trial ended in a mistrial on January 13, 1994, as jurors were unable to reach a unanimous decision on whether the brothers' actions were a result of abuse or premeditated murder. However, in the second trial, the jury found Lyle and Erik guilty of first-degree murder, and they were both sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. Where are Lyle and Erik Menendez now? Erik and Lyle Menendez are currently serving their life sentences at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego, California. They are not eligible for parole. After their conviction, they were transferred to separate prisons and did not see each other from 1996 until February 22, 2018, when Lyle was moved from Mule Creek State Prison to R.J. Donovan, where Erik had been held since 2013. On April 4, 2018, the brothers were finally reunited in the same unit. According to journalist Robert Rand, who spoke to ABC News, the brothers burst into tears immediately upon seeing each other. They spent an hour together in a room, hugging and crying without saying much initially. In a 2017 interview with ABC News, Lyle reflected on his actions, stating that while he regretted what he had done, he accepted that nothing could change his past. He expressed that he and his brother had shared a strong bond, largely due to the abuse they experienced during their childhood. Erik, in a 1996 interview with Barbara Walters, shared that he felt tremendous remorse and wished he could take that moment back. What is the new evidence supporting Lyle and Erik Menendez's allegations of abuse? The question now isn't whether Lyle and Erik Menendez killed their parents, but whether they did so out of fear and self-defense after enduring years of abuse. New evidence has emerged that could support this claim, and their defense attorney, Cliff Gardner, is seeking to secure their release. One piece of evidence is a letter reportedly written by Erik Menendez to his cousin, Andy Cano, in December 1988, 8 months before the murders. In the letter, Erik expressed fear of his father, writing, "It's still happening, Andy, but it's worse for me now. Every night I stay up thinking he might come in. I'm afraid. He's crazy. He's warned me 100 times about telling anyone, especially Lyle." Andy Cano had testified during the brothers' trial that Erik had confided in him about the abuse years before the murders, but prosecutors questioned the validity of Cano's testimony. In April 2023, former Menudo band member Roy Rossello came forward with allegations that Jose Menendez had sexually assaulted him when he was a teenager. In a sworn affidavit, Rossello stated that Jose raped him in the early 1980s. Erik expressed sorrow upon hearing Rossello's story, telling Rand that while he had always believed the truth about his father would eventually surface, he regretted that it came at the cost of another person's trauma. In May 2023, Gardner filed a habeas petition, presenting both Erik's letter and Rossello's affidavit as new evidence in an effort to overturn the brothers' convictions. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office is currently investigating the claims made in the petition.